Yo, what's good, y'all? This is Doug E. Fresh.
Hey, Redman is in the building. You already know.
Hey guys, this is Emily Peachy.
Shout out, man, to Worldwide Collaborations, man.
I want to shout out Worldwide Collaborations, LLC.
Shout out to the Worldwide Collaborations, LLC.
World movement, beyond thousands of movements.
The world movement, beyond thousands of movements.
All about representing each other together. So check this out.
What's up? You want to be a part of this? You want to be a part of the Worldwide Collaboration?
You guys should all be a part of Worldwide Collaboration.
Worldwide Collaborations LLC. Check us out, man, and check what's going on, man. Word up. I have recently been choosing to be a spokesman and an ambassador, so you will see a lot more of me. Join the movement, man. It's beyond thousands of movements right now and talents put together, all about representing each other together.
I want to join, so I might see you there. All right, much success.
This is a worldwide collaboration song.
Yeah. Look, brainstorming, creating, thinking, and new ideas, inventing innovations, representing everything, having members collaborate. Worldwide collaborations, ongoing visualizations, programming operations, bringing everyone together.
All right. Welcome back to another Star-Studded episode of the Chatterbox with King Jacob, and this is our Artist Spotlight segment. I'll be doing these at least once a month. It's going to be something new for the platform where we're spotlighting the up-and-coming artists, the future superstars of tomorrow. And so with that being said, just want to say it's Thumping Thursdays, you know. The minds is evolving and, you know, it's Thursdays, close to the weekend. People are excited and you know, all that good stuff. So good morning to everybody. And I'd like to welcome, you know, Jamarius, Tyquez in the building.
Come on.
What's going on, man?
I appreciate that. I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Blessed by the best, man. You know,
come on.
The blessings flowing, man. And so another day above ground and another day to get it right, you know, so we can share the blessings with somebody else.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm so happy that you allowed me to come on your platform.
Oh, yeah.
I watch so many other people who are doing so many great things, and this is so amazing being able to see that. And it's so inspiring seeing people who are the same color as me, have the same, some of them have the same backgrounds as me. And to hear their stories and to see them doing the damn thing is so amazing. And so I appreciate you for allowing your platform to be something that is blessing so many people. Thank you.
Well, you know, this platform was a community development type platform started. So I just learned how to embrace the community with the art form of music, the community with the political issues, with the domestic violence issues. So this platform it's for everybody who got a story, because I feel like everybody has a powerful voice, and it's up to me to help people get their voice out there.
I love that.
Yeah. So okay, with you, we're going to be talking about your new single. We're going to be talking about your student at a major performing arts school in California, and we're also going to be talking about the things that you want to create for a lifetime to help, and potentially talking about you owning your own performing arts school one day.
Come on. I know that's right.
You know, so you know, you see how it runs, so why not?
Yeah.
It's not too many.
Yeah.
You know, in the state of South Carolina, North Carolina, or Georgia. It's a few, but not a lot. So it's not a lot in the southern states.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, you know, you have the option and could be in a situation where you put multiple performing arts schools in the southern region. So, you know, yeah. So, all right. So we're going to be talking about your new project. And we're going to be talking about the creation of the project, you know, the writing of it. So introduce your new project and tell people what's the name of it and what they can look for and how you associate yourself with making this type of project outside the norm.
Mhm. So this project is called Country Raised. I created this mm, a few months ago. I can't even remember the exact time, but it was a few months ago. I was just sitting there. I was sitting on my balcony and I was just looking at California, and I'm like, yo, I'm really from Batesburg, Leesville, South Carolina, and I'm living in California at this moment. I am. Good morning, Kimmy. Hope I said your name right. But I'm living in California at this moment, and I am so grateful and I'm so appreciative that God trusted me with this assignment. And so I started. I don't know. This melody came in my head. I was like, but I didn't know the words. So I just kept saying the melody for a couple of days, and I'm like, so I had another song that I released about last year, and I didn't really vibe with it, but I was like, I was just gonna put something out really quick. Sometimes you got to be careful with rushing before God tell you to do something.
That's
And
right.
the song was called Country Boy Blues. And so I was like, I really want to stay in that country boy pocket for a little bit because I want people to understand my roots and I want people to understand where I come from. Because a lot of times I think people get so caught up in trying to get to where they're going to where they forget that where you are from has a lot of impact on where you are and where you're going. So you got to be very careful not trying to push away who you are and where you come from too early. You got to learn from that stuff and you got to get in that pocket. And so I started writing, and the country is what raised me. Was really just the is what that was the first 3 4 words that came to my head. I was like, the country is what raised me. That's nice. That's nice. And so I just kept going. The country is what raised me. And then I was watching this show. It was I don't know if y'all know. It's called Sex in the City, and the show is very funny. And I remember I was watching it. I was like, the big city, South the country is what raised me, but I'm moving to the big city. I said, yo, that's the chorus right there. And so I just really wrote the verses around that chorus, and I really started going back to when I was a child writing this song. And I remember being so scared because I knew that there was something different and there was something unique about who I was, but I was so scared because I didn't want people to think I was trying to outshine them or trying to outdo them or I was trying to be seen. I really wasn't. It's just it's in me. It ain't on me. It's in me, and so I don't have to force it. I don't have to do anything outside of just being who I am.
Hmm.
And so I remember I was like, okay, I really want this song to be a song for all the country people, all the southern people who feel like they are trapped in a box by their environment, by their family, by people who don't know or who don't understand that there can be a lot more to life than what we're seeing. Um,
Hmm.
I grew up. I don't even know how many people Batesburg has, but I'm pretty sure it's no more than 10,000, if that. But
Right.
uh, between Batesburg and Gilbert, those two towns are very small. Everybody practically knows everybody. And if you don't know everybody, you can go to the nearest gas station and you can meet almost everybody because that's how it is. Everybody
Right. Right. Right.
is so together. And so I really wanted this song to show that there is so much more to life. There is
Hmm.
so much more that we can do. And if we only believe in ourselves and we believe in the plan that God has for us, it ain't nothing that we can't do. And I also wanted
You right.
to, and I also wanted to like, because a lot of people think sometimes that people as who love God and who grew up in the church that we have to automatically be gospel singers. And I was like, there are so many people who may not ever turn on a gospel song. There are so many people who may not ever walk into a church, but I want them to be able to
Right.
still hear my belief. I want them to still be able to hear the spirit through any type of music that I write. And so I always try to make sure that people understand that I understand your struggle, but there is still something on the other side of that if you only believe and fight through it and work through it. So yeah, that's where this song came from.
Okay then. Okay. Great. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, man, and we're gonna be right back with the young king, Jamarius Tyquez, up and coming mogul.
Shout out to the men that just came home from jail and said no matter what the circumstances is, I'm never going back. Shout out to the men that said I'm tired of neglecting my children. I'm stepping up and being a man for my children, teaching them morals, honor, responsibility. Shout out to the men that say, you know what, I'm tired of sleeping on that couch. I'm tired of using my mother. I'm tired of using that girl. I'm going to step up and be a man for me. Shout out to the men that just graduated from college or going to college. Shout out to the men that graduated from trade school. Shout out to the men that say, yo, I'm just tired of being tired and I need to make a change. Shout out to the men that stayed there, that's raising their children. Shout out to the men that's getting married or want to stay married. Shout out to the men that's taking care of children that's not biologically theirs. Shout out to the men that's trying to figure it out. Shout out to the men because you are a beautiful soul. Shout out to the men that's just being a part of everybody's life to make a change, man. Stop the violence.
Listen, man.
I like that. I
Listen,
like that.
man. Shout out to the men. It's
Yeah,
not very often that you hear shout out to the men.
yeah.
Respect to the men.
Mm,
I value men. I love you, young man. Young man, you are a jewel. Keep
yeah,
impacting the world. We don't hear that enough, man.
yeah,
We
yeah,
don't hear that enough, and so I just play that, man, to let whether you a young
yeah,
boy, where you coming up in your teenage years, whether you graduating
mm,
high school, becoming a young man, whether you are whether you are a young man that's married, a middle-aged man, or an older man that never heard that enough. Shout out to you still for being a vessel, because there's something in you, inside you, that everyone you meet can find value in.
yeah.
Shout out to the men,
Shout out
for
to
sure.
the men.
Yes, sir, for sure. So,
Shout out to the men.
being from a small town, going to one of the largest performing arts schools in California, yeah.
Hmm.
You know, what is that transition like mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, man?
It has taught me that the work that I thought I was doing before. Can you hear me?
Uh huh.
Okay. It has taught me that the work that I thought I was doing before I wasn't doing. It has taught me that there was a lot more work um, that is required to get to your next level. And it has taught me that there is a lot more dedication and commitment that you have to have for yourself, that you have to have for the art, and that you have to have for the people who you want to cater to. Um, I we I have never thought that I would be doing 10-hour rehearsal days. I have never thought that I would be having to do school on top of performances, on top of having to do my own projects. I never thought that that would be my life. And then when I just released the book at the beginning of this year, so like it was a lot of stuff that I was doing, and I realized that it taught me and it showed me that I wasn't as dedicated as I thought I was. And then once you start getting dedicated, you start seeing like, wow, things really can line up. And spiritually, it has taught me that the same thing. You got to be dedicated to your spirit because when you are doing so much, especially in the entertainment sector, you have to give so much of your energy and give so much of your mind, and you have to give so much of your gift and your talent. Sometimes it can feel like you're depleted, and we don't pour into ourselves as much as we should. And so I had to learn how to pour into myself. Get up earlier. Stop drinking all that coffee and all that soda. Drink more water. Read your Bible. Pray. Stretch. Breathe. Meditate. Write. Read. You got to do more than just give, because when you give and you're not pouring into yourself, you're giving from an empty cup. And how can you give something that you don't have? And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm learning how to pour into myself and be okay with that. Sometimes pouring into ourselves means that we can't pour into somebody else's cup. And that's
Right.
perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. If they don't understand that in this season, I can't pour into your cup, I have to pour into mine, they're not your people. If they can't understand that I have to be committed and dedicated to this, I know you want to go out, but I got to save my money because I got a project coming out. Or I got to save my time because I have other stuff that I have to do with the time that I was going to use to go party. You get what I'm saying? And it's
Right, right,
okay
right.
to party. It's okay to have fun sometimes, but most times, you got to lock in. Lock
Yeah.
in and get to where you got to go, because God will give us the blessings. He'll give us the talent. He'll give us the ideas, but it's up to us to work it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm learning that now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also learning that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be authentic. It's okay to be as transparent as you can. And it's okay to not have it all together, because you're never going to have it all together. Even people like Michael Jackson, Beyonce, James Brown, those are the top three performers right now. Not right now, but those are the top three performers that if somebody ever said, name the top three artists, most of the time those three people are going to be one of the names that come up. Even those three, they have to be dedicated because they understand this don't come by happenstance. I don't get great just by being Michael Jackson or Beyonce or James Brown. They had to work their asses off to get to where they are. People like Miss Patti LaBelle and Miss Gladys Knight, even Fantasia, she's 20 years in the game now. That longevity doesn't come from just being who they are. That comes from being dedicated to the people they are, catering to and dedicated to themselves. And so I'm learning how to be dedicated to myself, dedicated to God, and dedicated to the people. Um, and mentally, it has. I'll say this.
I can say since I talked to you the first time, the very first
Yeah,
conversation we had,
yeah,
it has evolved your mind tremendously. It has prepared you mentally because mentally, if you're not prepared for the entertainment business, it'll
yeah,
chew you up,
man.
spit you out. And
Yeah,
so,
man.
so it has prepared you, and evolved you so much. I'd be like, man, who is this guy, man? Like,
Me
boy,
too.
the growth is like crazy.
I'm laughing because me too. Sometimes I will look in the mirror and I say, "Who are you?" Because I can't. We we never know where God is going to take us, and we never know what God is going to do in our life. And sometimes we'll get so caught up in our right now, and
Hmm.
we start like getting too attached to who we are right now, and not
Right.
knowing that there is somebody else who we are becoming. And if we get too attached to who we are, we won't ever become who we're supposed to become. And so then we go into this cycle of, wow, now I am acting like my father I don't really care for. Now I am acting like my mother I don't really we're not really getting along. And now I am carrying those generational curses that I don't want to, because we got so attached to what we used to be and who we used to be.
Right.
And mentally, this thing has broken down my thought, my own toxic thoughts, and it has helped build the thoughts that I needed to get to where I needed to be. Um, and it's so amazing how sometimes God has to break you down to build you back up. And when He breaks you down, He doesn't break you down in judgment or in condemnation, but He breaks you down as a father. Have you ever
Right.
been in trouble by your father versus your mother, and your father tell you, "Hey, I know your mama said this, but this is what I'm gonna do," and your father
Yeah.
takes this away from here, and your father makes you, "Hey, you ain't playing football this quarter since you want to act crazy. Since you want to act crazy, you ain't playing football. Oh, I'm taking you out of gymnastics." I just saw a video yesterday of this father having his a 9-year-old daughter. She had to run. She had to do some. She had to jog through the neighborhood because her attitude was horrible, and he was wanted her to build character. He took her out of gymnastics for a month, and you can tell that it broke her down, but it was building her character. It was building her integrity. And I, although it may sound harsh, sometimes God has to do that because we get so caught up in our own ego, our own pride, and sometimes God got to say, "Hey, look, I know who you think you are, but I'm still God."
That's
And
right.
so he's had to bring me down to build
That's
me
right.
back up. And I'm so grateful for it because without that, I wouldn't be here. And I can honestly say that this is one of the first times in my life where everything I'm saying is matching up with my lifestyle, man. And I'm
Oh,
so grateful for that. Oh man, I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so blessed and I'm so honored to be able to say that with conviction and with real transparency and honesty. So yeah, that's what it has done for me.
okay, okay, okay. And shout out to the Village Global Network.
Shout out.
And shout out to Kimmy K, the amazing Kimmy K, who is the operational director for the Village Global Network. I appreciate you guys tapping with me, and I appreciate you allowing me to be a part of the network and giving me a position in the network. And the best is yet to come. So shout out to the
Yeah,
VGE
man.
for sure. Now, can you tell everybody what performing arts school you go to?
I go to Young Americans College of Performing Arts. We are a performing arts school that we specialize in teaching, especially young children, um, to high school age kids, young adults. I don't know what you would want to call them, but we teach them how to sing, dance, and act, how to be, but more so, we teach them how to be confident in the gifts that they have, confident
Okay.
in their personality, and confident in their thought processes. Because so
Uh-huh.
many times as young people, we get so caught up in trying to be like everybody else. Social media, we want society tells us how to dress, how to walk, how to talk, and so us as young Americans, that's what we're called. Um, we help push the students to being more confident in who they are, while also helping us build our confidence. So it works out great. It works
Okay,
out
okay.
well.
So what are your classes like? What is the class load like?
Whew.
And I know, man, you talked about you learning how to play the piano and acoustic
Yeah,
guitar, and so how is that going as well?
the classes are like it's like you are going to a it's like you're going to an artist development type
School.
ordeal.
Okay.
School, yeah. We learn how to uh, music theory, so we have to learn the notes. We have to learn how to adequately, effectively put notes on the scale. We have to learn arpeggios and scales. We have to learn how to play the piano or the drums, the guitar. Um, we learn how to dance. We have ballet, hip hop, jazz, uh, tap dance. We have acting. We like it's the whole ordeal. We even have private vocal sections. Like we have a private voice coach that comes and helps us really build our skill. And so it's really the school is it's such a blessing for people who really want to be in this industry because it's like you get all of that here while also being able to experience where most people come to build their career. And if you really, lock in, get in the pocket and let God work, it can help you build your career while you're here, you know? And I've met so many great people, so many great teachers, so many great professors, and it has been such a blessing to be able to learn a lot of this stuff because the real art comes not on the stage, but when you're learning. That's when the real art comes.
Okay.
The real
Okay.
art comes when people are not yelling and screaming your name, but when you have to really sit down and become one with yourself, one with your mind, and have to really dig deep and create. Or some days when you're not feeling it, but you still got to go to ballet, you got to learn how to dig in and be like, I got to do it anyway because this is what I came here for. I want to be able to be at one of my live shows, and one of my songs out of nowhere we doing ballet, a ballet choreography. Like I want that to be what it is. Um, and so yeah, it's been an amazing ride so far.
Okay. And so with that amazing ride, man, you met some wonderful people. And
Yeah.
who would you say, um,
Uh-oh.
what has inspired you, or
Mm.
who has inspired you to become a singer for one, and then to become a songwriter that's a writer and write for other amazing singers? I know that can be a lot,
My
but
grandmother Sheila.
okay.
I would have to shout out my grandmother Sheila, my grandmother Dorothy,
Okay.
because those two women, they when I was growing up, they not forced me to go to church, but they made me go to church. On
Uh-huh.
Sunday mornings, you're getting up and you going to church. And on Thursday nights, when they would have choir rehearsal, I would go and I would just see them sing. Both sides of my family can sing. My grandmother, my dad's mom, her and her sisters had a singing group, the Smith Singers. And then on my grandmother's side, all of my family can sing. Now I don't know about my mama and daddy, but everybody else, like, they can sing. And it's just amazing seeing them grow. When I got here, I have a friend by the name of Justin Bobs. I remember going to his house and he was in the studio writing, and he like, the boy's creativity is just, the dude can make 10 beats, I kid you not, in 5 hours, and the beats are dope. He's worked for so many great people, and I'm like, he's a black man, 4 years older than me, doing stuff that that's what I want to do. And I think sometimes as black men, sometimes the inspiration can get clouded as competition, and we may be inspired by somebody, but because of our ego, sometimes we start looking at them as competition instead of inspiration. And so I really had to dig deep, and I was going to his house, sitting down, asking questions. Hey man, how do you do this? What do you do with that? How do you do that? Because when you ask questions and you are invested, man, it's so many things that people are willing to give. Just give, give information or give insight. And so, um, just being able to see other men doing great things
Okay.
in this sector is amazing.
Let's go. So since you since we want to talk about singing in our roots,
Yeah,
I'm about to play something for you, and then when we come back, we're gonna close out, and you're gonna give out your social media handles and your
gotcha.
website. But yeah, I got a little something just for you.
Uh-oh, come on, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boy,
man.
look at here,
Yeah, man.
man.
Yeah, man.
Man, listen,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Man, listen.
That's what I grew up on.
Man,
That's what
listen,
I
man.
grew up on.
I'm trying to tell you now.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to tell you now.
Ooh,
That's what we grew up on.
yeah, man. Yeah,
Man,
I love that.
listen. They
You done got me
ain't
started for the
nothing like,
day.
huh?
You done
What'd
got
you
me
say?
started for the day.
Man. The
Woo.
more the merrier, man. And motivation is key. So yeah, man. So go ahead and give out your social media handles and talk about your endeavors that you may have coming up this summer, because we're almost in summertime mode, and so
Yeah.
you got the floor.
So my social media is Jamarius. On Facebook is Jamarius Tyquez. Uh, on Instagram is Jamarius T Lepart. Um, on TikTok is Jamarius Lepart. On every social media, you can look up Jamarius Lepart; it'll pop up. What I have coming up next, I have two more singles I think I want to put out, and then I want to put out a full project. God has been putting it on my heart, and I got to do it. The project that I have right now, I'm so proud of it. It reminds me of a little CeeLo Green, Luther Vandross, Fantasia, Michael Jackson. Yeah, a little bit of everything on it, and it's so amazing because it talks about a story of a boy who moves from the South
Hmm.
and goes and has to find himself not worrying about what other people think, and not, he has to find himself, chase after God, but also he has to really dig into the pocket of being who he is unapologetically. And I believe that it's about time for this. It's about time for real music, good music to come. So I want to put this out. I have a gospel record on this project as well. It's called Chasing God. It's a hip hop gospel, and it's for all the young people who need to know it's okay to chase God, but be imperfect. Because a lot of times, us as believers, we get so caught up in trying to make people think you got to be perfect to come to God. No, you got to be real. Come to God with whatever you got, and let Him work on you.
Hmm.
Let Him do the thing. So yeah, that's really what I have going on right now. And I really want this summer to be a summer of love, joy, and some good music. So I want to
Right,
make
right.
sure people see that. I want to make sure people feel that this summer. And yeah, that's really it.
Okay, okay, okay. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you coming on to the first
I appreciate
artist
that, man.
spotlight. You know, every last Thursday of the month, I'll be doing the artist spotlight at 10 a.m.
Oh
Eastern
man.
Standard Time, and I'll be spotlighting some great artists.
Wait, did you
And
say I'm the first one?
the first one,
Yikes! Those some
yeah,
big shoes.
yeah, the very first one. So,
I
I
appreciate it.
wanted to kind of bring you on here because you're in the trenches now. You're at a performing
Yeah,
arts
man.
school that a lot of people have went to. A lot of people have went on to do great things. So, since we're talking about music, music is a big part of the arts. You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah,
I wanted to bring you on here to talk about your singing, to talk about you being at that school, and and to talk about the conviction that you have had to stay on court, stay on
yeah,
course,
man.
and stay on task. And so, I definitely appreciate you coming on, and I really thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, to next time, I want everybody out there, man, to be safe, be blessed,
Yeah,
and most of all, stay encouraged. We out of here.
yeah, man.